Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to go through the River Valley SA1 maths paper. So let's get into the questions. Okay, question 26. This is a paper 1 question. Box contains marbles of 3 different colors. 2/5 of the marbles are blue. The ratio of the number of red marbles to that of green marbles is 3:4. There are 16 more blue than green marbles. So how many red marbles are there? Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna write down is, okay, since 2/5 of the marbles are blue, and we know that there's 3 different colors, right? The other 2 colors will be red and green, which means that blue is 2. Okay, red plus green will be together is 2:3. Okay, then following it says that the ratio of the number of red marbles to that of the green marbles is 3:4. So this red and green, we can break it down into the ratio of 3:4. Okay, since red plus green and red plus green are the same, but the number of units are different, so what we can do is we can make them the same by multiplying this by 7, multiplying this by 3. Okay, which means that now I know the ratio of blue is to red is to green. It's gonna be 7 times 2, 14 is 2. Okay, red will be 3 times 3, which is 9. And green will be 4 times 3, which is 12 units. Okay, and it says that there are 16 more blue than green marbles. Okay, so if you look at blue and green, there's 2 more units. Okay, which means that 2 units is equals to 16. We know that 1 unit will be equal to 8. Okay, how many red marbles are there? Red will be 9 units. Okay, so there will be 72 red marbles. Let's move on to the first question of paper 2. Question 1. Ashley bought the bag shown in the advertisement below. She still had to pay 7% GST after the discount. How much did she pay for the bag? Okay, so the usual price is $125. There is a 20% discount, which means that you need to find what is 80% of $125. So this will give me $100. Okay, so if you were to add in the 7% GST, the working is 107 over 100 times 100. We are reducing, you will get $107. Okay, so this is how much she will need to pay for the bag. Question 2. Mr. Ding had 84 more haversack than Mr. Ng at first. Okay, after Mr. Ng sold 25 haversack to Mr. Ding had 3 times as many haversack as Mr. Ng. So how many haversack did Mr. Ng have at first? Okay, this is a transfer type of question. So what we're gonna do is, first we're gonna draw a simple model. Ding will have 84 more haversack. So if you were to draw a bar and cut the portion out and let it be 84, that means this part here will belong to Mr. Ng. Okay, after Mr. Ng sold 25, so we're gonna cut one part over here, let it be 25. We're gonna transfer it over here. Okay, so this will be 25. And now the thing had 3 times as many haversacks. So now this is the part where the comparison is, and see that from here to here is basically the 2 units, okay, because of 3 times. So now we know that 2 unit, okay, is equals to 84 plus 25 plus another 25, because there's a 25 here. Okay, so 2 unit will be 84 plus 50, 134. 1 unit will be 67. Okay, the question is asking how many haversack did Mr. Earn have at first. So at first we got to add back the 25. This will give me 92. Okay, so 92 is the answer. Question 3. Chong and Dan had some money. Chong spent 1/3 of his money on a meal and then spent 1/4 of his money on a fowl. Both boys had an equal amount of money left. If Chong had $15 more than Dan at first, how much money did the 2 boys have altogether at first? Okay, so this question, basically the key thing is this word over here. They have an equal amount of money left. Okay, so if we were to write down what they spend, okay, for Chong and Dan, I'm gonna draw it in a table form. Chong spent 1/3, right? How much is he left? Left with 2/3. Okay, if Dan spends 1/4, he's left with 3/4. Okay, and they are supposed to be the same, which means that if you remember the technique that I always use, I'll change the numerator to become the same, times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. This is going to give me 6/9, and this is going to give me 6/8. Okay, so basically the denominator will tell me how many units the boys have at first. Chong will have 9 units. Okay, Dan will have 8 units. Okay, if Chong had $15 more than Dan at first, which means that 1 unit is equals to $15. How much money did the 2 boys have altogether at first? Altogether they have 17 units at first. Okay, so if I were to use 17 times 15, I'm gonna get $255, which is the answer. Question 4. What is the area of the shaded figure below on the 1 cm square grid below? Okay, so in this figure, I'm gonna cut it into few shapes. First, I'm gonna cut it into a triangle like this. Next, I'm gonna cut it into another triangle like this. Okay, so you can see over here there's another rectangle. Okay, this will be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then the area of 1 will be half times 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, which will give me a 9. Cancel 1, cancel 3. Number 2, it is a 3 times 4 rectangle, which will give me a 12. Number 3 is a half times 2 times 3. Okay, which will give me a 3. Okay, so to find the area of the shaded figure, we just have to add them all together. Okay, 12 plus 3 plus 9 will give me 24. Question 5. The bar graph shows the number of children in the families living in a block of flats. 2/5 of the families in the block of flats have 2 children. Okay, then draw the bar that shows the number of families with 2 children. Okay, let us write down the number of children for each bar first. 0 will be number of families. 35. For 1, this will be 40. For 3, this will be 15. Okay, so if 2/5 of the families in the blocks have 2 children, that means the rest will be 3/5. 3/5 will be equal to 35 plus 15 plus 40, which will give me a 90. Okay, which means that 1/5 is 30. 2/5 is 60. So there are 60 children over here, which is drawn to here. Question 6. Shop offered 120 iPads at a discount during a 5-day sale. The line graph below shows the number of iPads left unsold at the end of each day. Okay, let us write down the number first before we go through option A and B. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gaps, so each one should be a 4. Okay, this is a 104. This is a 88. This is a 56. Oh, this is a 36, and this will be 12. Okay, A is asking on which day was the most number of iPads sold. Okay, since this is the number of iPads left, we're gonna figure out what is the number of iPads sold. So for the first day, it'll be 120 minus 104, it'll be 16. Day 2 will be 104 minus 88, 16 also. Day 3 will be 88 minus 56, 32. Day 4, 56 minus 36, 20. The last day will be 36 minus 12, 24. On which day was the most iPads sold? So, okay, day 3. What percentage of the 120 iPads was sold in the first 2 days of the sale? Leave your answer corrected to 1 decimal place. Okay, so the first 2 days, 32 iPads were sold, right? Because 16 plus 16 is 32. So to find the percentage, we need to use 32 over 120 multiplied by 100. Okay. It's gonna give me 26.666 and so on. Okay, corrected to 1 decimal place will be 26.7. Okay, question 7. Mrs. Tan paid M dollars for 3 pies and 2 cakes. Each pie cost $4. How much did each cake cost? Leave your answers in terms of M. Okay, so 1 pie is $4, which means that 3 pie is 4 times 3, $12. Okay, so we're gonna find what is 2 cakes first. 2 cakes is equals to n minus 12, right? Which means that 1 cake will be n minus 12 over 2. This is the answer for part A. Part B, how much did each cake cost if m is equals to 120? Okay, part B over here. So it's basically 120 minus 12 divided by 2. Let's key this into your calculator. Okay, and you get 54. Question 8. In the function room, chairs were arranged in rows such that there were exactly 11 chairs in each row. After lunch, Pavan brought 6 more chairs into the room and rearranged all the chairs into exactly 8 chairs in each row. As a result, there were 12 more rows than before. How many chairs were there in the function room before lunch? Okay, so for this question, I'm gonna draw a simple model like this. This will represent the function room. Okay, chairs were arranged in rows such that there were 11. Okay, so I'm gonna draw one row that's 11 chairs over here. Okay, so this is a before. So now after lunch, he brought 6 more chairs in the room and rearranged all the chairs into exactly 8 chairs in each row. As a result, there were 12 more rows, which means that below, right? Okay, there's gonna be 12 more rows. And each row there will be 8 chairs, right? Okay, so where did these all these chairs came from? They came from here. Okay, so this part here plus another 6 more chairs is equal to the red portion. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna use 12 times 8. Okay, that gives us 96. Okay, remember 96 is including the 6 extra chairs that were brought into the room. So the next step you got to use 96 minus away the 6. Okay, which will give you 90 chairs. Okay, so remember these 90 chairs came from the yellow highlighted portion. So if you were to use 90 divided by 3, it's gonna give you 30. Okay, how many chairs were there? How many chairs were there in the function room before lunch? Okay, so this 30 basically means that there's 30 rows, okay, before lunch. So which means that if I use 30 multiplied by 11 chairs in each row, I'm going to get the answer. Question 9. The figure below is made out of a rectangle over here and a circle. Q is the center of the circle. The radius of the circle is 14. Okay, which means that this is 14. QRST is a rectangle and RS is 34. So this is 34. Use the calculator pi to find the parameter of the shaded part of the rectangle. Find your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so the shaded portion consists of this quarter circle because this is a 90 degree and it consists of these parts here, this and this. Okay, so we know that this is also these two are the same, which is the radius, so this is a 14. To find this part here, I'm going to use 34 minus 14, which gives me a 20. Okay, so now I'm left with finding the quarter circle. Okay, quarter times pi times diameter. this will give me a, just gonna leave it in pi for 7 pi. Okay, so the answer will be 7 pi plus 20 plus 14 plus 34. Gonna give me 89.9911 and so on. Okay, if I round it off to 2 decimal place, it will be 89.99. That's the answer for this question. Okay, question 10 is a speed distance time question, although it's not tested for this year's PSLE, but I'll still be going through it. Okay, a van left town A for town B, traveling at an average speed of 92 km per hour for the first 30 minutes of the journey. Then the van drove another 32 km at an average speed of 80 km per hour before reaching town B. What was the average speed of the van for the whole journey? Okay, so remember, if you want to find average speed, okay, it is equal to the total distance divided by the total time. Okay, so do we have the total distance? Nope. Total distance is okay, so we got to find the distance for the first part, which is using speed times time. 30 minutes is half an hour. Okay, plus the distance behind. This will give me 78 kilometer. Okay, total time is okay, the first part is 30 minutes, okay, which is half an hour. What about the second part of the journey? The van drove another 32 km at an average speed. So to find time, I need to use the distance divided by the speed. Okay, so 32 over 80 plus half is going to give me 9 over 10. Okay, so which means that to find average speed, the total distance is 78. Okay, divided by the total time, 9 over 10. Okay, it's gonna give me 86 and 2/3 kilometer per hour. Question 11. Cheryl, Dewi, and Ellie spend some money. The ratio of the amount of money Cheryl spent to the total amount of money Dewi and Ellie spent was 3:4. Dewi spent 2/3 as much money as the total amount of money spent by Cheryl and Ellie. Cheryl spent $369 more than Ellie. How much money did Dewi spend? Okay, so let's write down the ratio first. Okay, the ratio of the amount of money Cheryl spent to the total amount of money Dewi and Ellie spent is 3:4. So Cheryl is to D plus E. 3:4. Okay, the next ratio to write down is Dewi is to C plus E. Dewi spent 2/3 as much money as the total amount of money spent by Cheryl and Ellie, which means that it will be 2:3. Okay, so in this case, for this question, the total units should be the same. Okay, over here there's 7 units and over here there's 5 units, so you need to multiply by 5. multiply by 7 over here. This will give me 15 is to 20, 14 is to 21. Okay, from here I know that the ratio of C is to D is to E. 15 is to 14 is to, okay, to find E you can either use 21 minus 15, or you can use 20 minus 14, okay, which will give you a 6. Now over here it says that Cheryl spends $369 more than Ellie. Okay, so 15 minus 6 will give you 9 units. Okay, 9 units is equals to $369. 1 unit will be equal to $41, and they are asking for how much money did we spend. We spent 14 units. That will be $574. Question 12. Chris bought an equal number of apples, pears, and lemons to make some pies for a charity sale. Prices of the fruits are shown below. The total amount she paid for the fruits and lemons was $66 more than the amount she paid for the pears. How much money did Chris pay altogether for the fruits she bought? Okay, so in this question, the key word is equal number. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the number of the fruits the same and find out what is their price. Okay, so 5, 3, and 10, the lowest common multiple will be 30. Okay, 30 will be times 6. So for apples, it will be 34. $24. For pears, it will be times 10, 34, $20. For lemons, it will be times 3, 34, $18. Let me just write down the multiplication first. Times 6, times 10, times 3. Okay, then the next step will be the total amount she paid for the apples and lemons. Okay, so now 30 apples plus 30 lemons is equal to 24 plus 18. $42. Okay, and then 30 pears, $20. Okay, the difference is $22. So notice that the amount she paid for the apples and lemons was $66 more, right? Okay, to find $66, I need to multiply by 3, which means that I need to multiply by 3 for all these also. So which means that 90 apples plus 90 lemon is equals to 42 times 3, $826. 90 pears is equals to $60. Okay, and then you can see that the difference is $66. Okay, so the question is asking how much money did Chris pay altogether for the fruits she bought. Okay, altogether will be $126 plus $60. Okay, it will be $186. Question 13, in the figure below, A, B, C, D is a rhombus. DE is parallel to CF. Okay, so these two lines are parallel. Angle ABG is 86 and AHE, okay, is 108. Find angle BDE. BDE is this one. And DCF, this one over here. Okay, so the first angle that we're gonna find is this angle over here is 180 minus 86, right? So I'm gonna write over here angle ABC. It's 180 minus 86, which is 94. Okay, so which means that to find angle ABD, it will be 94 divided by 2, which is 47. Okay, so this smaller angle here is 47. Now we know that this is also 108 because of vertically opposite. Okay, so to find the answer for part A, BDE, gonna be equal to 180 minus 108 minus 47. It's gonna give me 25. Okay, and then for part B, okay, we know that this angle is also 47, okay, because of vertically opposite. So this is 25, right? So what we can do is we can find the interior angle because these two lines are parallel, right? Okay, so the two angles between the two parallel lines will add up to become 180. So for part B, I just need to use 180 minus 47 minus 25. Okay, that will give me the answer. Okay, it's 108. Question 14. The figure below shows a semicircle with center O and three triangles A, B, C, ACO, and AEO. Okay, I think this is E. Okay, AB is parallel to B. Angle ACB is 136, and angle BAC is 18 over here. First, we need to find what is angle COD. COD is this angle here. Okay, so for part A, first we find what is angle ABC. Angle ABC is 180 minus 136 and minus 18. It's 26, so this is 26, and using the alternate angle, we also know that this is 26. Okay, so angle COD is equals to 26 degree. Part B, we need to find what is AEO. O. Okay, this angle here. This is an isosceles. Okay, we can find this angle here first. ACO is equals to 180 minus 136. Which is 44. So this is 44. This is also 44, which means that we can find what is angle AOC. Okay, AOC is 180 minus 44 minus 44. Okay, 92. So this is 92. Once we find this, we can find this angle over here. Angle AOE. 180 minus 92 minus 26. $62. Okay, since triangle AOE is also isosceles. Okay, so to find angle AEO, just need to use 180 minus 26, okay, divided by 2. Gonna give me 59 degree. Question 15. The figure below is made up of quadrants and semicircles. Find the perimeter of the shaded figure, and then find the area of the shaded figure. Okay, so we can see that these two smaller circles, okay, is made up of one circle. And now these 3 quarter circles out there, one, 2, 3. These 3 parts consist of a 3 quarter circle, and then the last part will be here. Okay, this is also 56. So let us find the perimeter of the blue small circle first. That will be pi times d. So 22 over 7 times 28. So 1 cancel 4, which will give me 88. I'm gonna find the red 3 quarter circle. 3 quarter times pi times diameter, which is 56 times 2. This is going to give me 264. Okay, so the last part is I just have to add all together. 264 plus 88 plus 56. 408 is the answer for part A. Okay, as for part B, the area of the shaded figure. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this part here. Okay, I'm gonna move this part here to here. So that it forms a square over here. Okay, so I'm gonna find the shaded area of this part here first. Or part E. Finding the yellow highlighted area first, I need to find a quarter circle, quarter times pi times r square. Okay, and then times a quarter is going to give me 2464. Okay, I'm gonna find the area of the small circle. The area of the small circle is 22 pi times r. The radius is 14 square. Gonna be 616. So 2464 minus away 616 is equal to 1848. Okay, so this is the highlighted part. Next, I will need to add in the area of this square over here. So basically it's 1848 plus 56 times 56. Okay, 1848 plus 56 square. This is going to be 4984 square cm. Okay, that's the answer for part B. Question 16. June and Kelvin had a collection of game cards. June gives Kelvin half of her game cards. Kelvin will have 72 more game cards than June. June gives Kelvin 1/6 of her game cards. She will have 16 fewer game cards than Kelvin. How many game cards do they have altogether? Okay, so take note, this is a if question, right? Which means that whatever that's happening is not real. Okay, so we need to first figure out the model for this. I'm gonna draw the after model first for J give K half. Okay, this is the after model. Kelvin will have 72 more, so I'm gonna draw a model. Cut out a 72. Okay, this part will be for J. Okay, so which means that before, right, we're gonna return this whole 1 unit to J, which means that K will have a 72. J will basically have a 2U, 1U, 1U. Okay, this 72 is not equal to the 1 unit. Okay, for the next situation, if June gives Kelvin 1/6 of her game cards, okay, she will have 16 fewer game cards than Kelvin. Okay, so in this case, J give A 1/6. For the after model, A will have 16 more than J. Okay, so if we were to work back the before model, Okay, if June gives Kelvin 1/6, right, that means this will be 5 units. Okay, J will need to take back 1 unit, which means that A will have, I'm not going to draw the model for this, 4 units plus a 16. Okay, J will have 6 units. Okay, the key idea is the before model, right? They are the same. So now I'm gonna make some adjustment because June will have 6 units. Okay, which means that this should be 3U, 3U. Okay, I'm gonna change it so that you will not get confused. This is 3U, 3U. Okay, now we can see that over here, 72 is equals to 4 unit plus 16. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write down 4 unit plus 16 is equals to 72, which means that I know 4 unit is 72 minus 16, 56, and 1 unit is 14. Okay, the question is asking you how many game cards do they have in all. Okay, so in all I'm gonna find what is 10 units, and I'm gonna add another 16. 10 units is 140, so 140 plus 16 will be 156. Okay, so this will be the answer for this question. Okay, question 17 is a volume question, which is again not tested in this year's PSLE, but I'll still go through this question. Grandma has 2 rectangular tanks, X and Y. Tank X is an empty container with a square base of 30 cm. Tank Y measures 20 by 30 by 100 cm. Tank Y was 4/5 filled with water at first. Grandma then poured some water from tank Y into tank X until the height of water in tank X becomes 2 times the height of the water in tank Y. Part A, how much water is in tank Y at first? And part B, what was the height of the water in tank X in the end? Okay, so we're gonna find what is part A. Part A will be fairly straightforward. We're gonna find the volume of the tank first. Okay, 20 times 30 times 100, which will give me 60,000. Then since it is 4/5 filled, right, so I'm gonna use 4/5 times 60,000. Okay, which will give me 48,000. Okay, this is the answer for part A. Part B, what was the height of water in tank X at first? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to find the ratio of the base area first. Okay, for X is to Y. That will be 30 times 30 for X. For Y will be 20 times 30. Okay, this is going to be 900. And 20 times 30 will give me 600. I'm going to change it to the simplest form, which will give me 3:2. Okay, in this case, if I were to distribute this amount of water according to this ratio, this will give me the same height for both of them. Okay, but since they want it to be 2 times the height, right? Okay, so for X, I will need 6 units. Okay, and Y will remain as 2 units. So altogether will be 8 units. Okay, 8 units is equals to 4,000, 48,000. Now I'm gonna find what is 1 unit. And I'm gonna find what is 6 units. 36,000. Okay, so which means that I need to pour 36,000 cubic cm of water into tank X. And to find what was the height of water in tank X in the end, I need to use 36,000 divided by the base area, which is 900. So give me 40 cm. Okay, 48,000, 40 cm. We can do a bit of check. Okay, because for tank Y, okay, what's the amount of volume of water left? It's gonna be 48,000 minus 36,000 will be 12,000, right? Okay, so to find the height of Y, we can use 12,000, the volume of the water divided by the base area, which is 20 times 30, okay, which is 600. So 12,000 divided by 600 will give me 20 cm. Okay, so we can see that the height of tank X, the water in tank X is twice the height of the water in tank Y.